All right, this is E from the inside out, dot outside in. Do I feel like making a video today? No. To be honest, right now, I do not feel like making a video. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the moment. I'm not feeling it, whatever. But I'm going to do it anyway, right? Topic of this video is, can you be bought? Now, where does that question come from? I feel like there is a lack of realness. I feel like there's a lack of loyalty, love, respect, accountability, and there's a lack of authenticity. Everybody right now is doing things for clicks, likes, and views. Clout chasers, right? Everybody is putting themselves out there in a negative light, a negative manner. And a lot of them are cappers. A lot of people that you see on social media, Instagram, TikTok, even celebrities, they are all cappers. A lot of them are miserable. A lot of them are unhappy. A lot of them are going through shit. Excuse me. A lot of them are going through things, right? And it just because they have a platform, followers, and views, normal people, normal consumers think that they are telling the celebrities are telling the truth. They think the influencers are telling the truth. The content creators, they think they are all lit, having fun, showing their highlight reels and all that. But at the end of the day, those are regular people. They go through the same thing that we go through, if not worse, because they have a bigger image to uphold, right? They have a big image to uphold. If they're making millions, they're performing in front of millions, their lives are constantly being broadcasted and all that. Their life is different than ours because they have to hold up an image. But what they go through on an emotional level, as far as fear, anxiety, lacking confidence, feeling the changes in the universe and the world, low vibrational people, different spirits, spiritual attacks, all of that type of stuff, they go through those same exact things. And just because there's a money sign behind their being, people worship them. Because there's followers behind their being, people idolize them. Because there's fame and clout behind their being, people think less of themselves because of that specific person or celebrity, right? And a lot of those people have been bought. I'm not saying regular people, I'm saying the celebrities. A lot of the celebrities have been bought, right? They have to move a certain way. They can't talk about certain things. They can't promote certain things. They're restricted from releasing things that they want to do. They're restricted from acting how they want to act and presenting how they want to present, because a lot of them are controlled opposition. They have been bought. And so a lot of people that we idolize, and a lot of people that are celebrities and famous, even Twitch and streamers and YouTubers, a lot of them have been bought. A lot of them are compromised. And I've seen this play out from the ground up. How when it was all rappers, celebrities, all of that Hollywood fame and all that, that was okay. But then YouTubers was trying to come up and do their own shit, and everybody was dogging on YouTube. Like, oh, you guys are never going to make it. That's childish. I don't know why you guys are doing that. You should never, you need to focus on a job. You need to focus on a career. You guys are never going to be anything serious. That stuff, like, I don't know why you're doing YouTube. This is what people, I'm 26. I was born in 1999. This is what people were saying when I was growing up. Don't focus on that. Don't focus on social media and internet. That stuff is not serious. You need to find an actual job, a real job. No one's ever going to make it from that sort of thing. You feel me? And fast forward 10, 15 years later, now everybody is trying to become YouTubers and streamers, even the celebrities. Now you have rappers and celebrities partnering up with streamers who built themselves from the ground up. And some of those people, some of those streamers are compromised and they've been bought, right? So yeah, basically what I'm saying is nothing is ever worth your soul. Nothing is ever worth your ability to be authentic and the ability to have your own self-identity without it being controlled by people that you serve or people that have bought you or people that own you. We are not slaves. We are not in shackles. We don't have to be a part of nothing that we don't want to be. But then we see other people being a part of certain things and they have to deal with certain things and we think that's the route that we have to go. It's not. And trust, I know. A lot of you may not know me, but I'm known in the area that I'm at. And it's not about the money. Me as an individual, yes, money is very important, and I do need to take priority and put the money first in specific given situations and stuff like that for sure. But it's not all about the money. It's not all about the fame. It's not about the riches. It's not about the clout. It's not about cars, clothes, your items, your accessories, providing for a woman, taking care. It's not about none of that. Being able to trick on a girl and all that. It's not about that. It's about loving yourself, being happy with self, being true to yourself, being authentic to yourself, unapologetically, not having to rely on somebody else or a certain group to accept you or promote you, and not in fear of being canceled for your thoughts and beliefs and having your voice stripped from you and taken away. The real is dying. The real is being silenced right now, right? It's a sin to be real right now. It's a sin to be authentic. It's a sin to have a moral compass. It's a sin to not be on bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's a sin to move right. And that's what it said in the Bible too. In the end times, right will be wrong and wrong will be right. You are never supposed to sell your soul. You're never supposed to sell yourself. I cannot be bought. I will always be me. No ifs, ands, or buts. And a video like this can go viral. And just because it goes viral, some people may start hating on you, think that you were compromised, think you were cloned, think you've been... No. The channel that I'm going to post this to, From the Inside Out, has like 2 or 3 subscribers right now. I can trace back when I was born, my parents, my family, what we've been doing and all that. I'm not fake. I'm not no plant. I'm not none of that. And it's funny how I'm saying that right now because I have 0 followers. I have no subscribers. You feel me? I'm just making this one video right now. I'm just making a video. But let's say I post this to YouTube. It gains traction. It gets viral. People are going to have preconceived notions like, oh, this dude was, he had this. He had this going. He had that. He had this. He had the ability. No, all that you're listening to right now is me. All you're listening to is me. You don't need attention and validation that bad to where you sell yourself, to where you compromise your beliefs, your religious views. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be religious. It's okay to believe in a God. It's okay to do that. It's okay to believe in the Most High. Don't let nobody take that away from you, because what's normalized in the world today with children and all that, they're able to do that. They're allowed to do that. So if you're allowed to do whatever you want to do over there, I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do over here. I don't have to agree with what you're doing. I'm not going to impose or enforce you to have my views or my mindset. So do not do that when it comes to me in mine. You feel me? I cannot be bought. There's no price on earth that will make me lose my dignity, my pride, my moral compass, none of that. One of my songs that I made said, they'll try to kill me if they knew the real me. I stand by my ethics, don't care what you feeling. You feel me? So they will try to kill me if they knew the real me, because the real me will never fold. I will never fold. The game should be sold. You feel me? But yeah, that's just, you go online right now, any community that's popping off right now, if you call any of those people out, you will be looked at as a hater, toxic, calling you out your name. They're trying to get you canceled. They're trying to, you know what I'm saying, send people after you, whatever. Everybody has groupthink, and you're somewhat phobic if you don't align with these views, if you don't teach this to your children, if you don't accept what these people are doing. I'm not asking nobody to accept me. I don't care if you accept me or not. And I for damn sure am not going to start talking to children like, hey, it's okay to accept me. Just know, like, I'm going to tell you how I am as a grown-ass motherfucking man at 26 years old, black man. It's okay to accept me, okay? If you want to grow up and be like me one day, just go ahead and do that. And it's okay if you want to do that, okay? And just have that in the back of your head. You feel me? Like, that's weird. That's weird. That's emotional incest with children. That's emotional grape with children. That's mentally graping children. You might not be doing it physically, but you're doing it mentally. You don't impose no views or nothing on children except for the parents. And now there's a problem with that, because parents are compromised. Parents are bought. Parents are bought into society. A lot of people that are not celebrities and influencers and on social media, regular people are bought, right? For the right price, we can make you believe this. For the right price, we can make you say this. For the right price, we can make you go change in this career, in this field, and push these things we want you to push, or believe in these things we want you to believe in. It does not matter the price that's in front of me. I will tell the truth, bruh. I will tell the truth. Now, if I get on certain platforms and I get on certain podcasts and all that, of course I will be more restricted on some of the things that I say. I'm not going to say everything that comes to mind the first time. I'm not going to say the whole thing. But for people that follow me and know who I am, know who I truly am, knows what I think and how I think. You feel me? There's going to be times where, why didn't he say this? Or why didn't he mention this? Why didn't he question that? Why did he question him saying that? Why did he let that slide? When you are in the rooms with these people, with certain people, rather it's a celebrity or it's an executive, it's a business owner, it's an artist, it's a podcaster. It's a mental and spiritual game of chess going on right now. And if anybody makes the wrong move, you feel me? That's your image on the line. That's your deals on the line. That's the money on the line. That's what people think of you on the line. You feel me? So that does not count me being bought, because I will always tell my truth in a specific way. Rather, I can tell the whole truth, some of it, or a little bit of it. You feel me? I will always tell my truth. But you have to know there is reasons why certain celebrities are not on top anymore. There is reasons why certain celebrities, you don't even see them anymore, right? There is reasons why certain celebrities don't go into certain rooms. There is reasons why certain celebrities get a little bit of traction and then fall off. Because they didn't want to be bought. They didn't want to become puppets. They didn't want to be controlled in a way. They didn't want to be controlled behind closed doors. That's what happened. And the way that I break down stuff, the regular average person is not ready for that sort of reality. Like, the way I can break things down, people will become very offended. Some people might go crazy. People might really get in their feelings. People might really hate me. But I'm willing to be the bad guy because I know I'm not bad. I know I come from good stock, and the stuff that I say is from the heart. Truly. I'm not biased. I don't hate nobody. I'm not envious of nobody. I'm not jealous of nobody. I don't want to be anybody but myself. I literally do not want to be anybody but me. God put me here to be myself. God put my family here to be them and create me. You feel me? Like, I'm not a celebrity, and, well, I am kind of, you know what I'm saying? My family got a little, you know what I'm saying, in the city and stuff. We're a little bit known. But even then, before we were known like that, in my current city and all that, we were always us. We've always been loud. We've always been cracking jokes. We've always been super talented, super funny, super analytical, super prestigious, and all, you know, we've always been that. Rather we got 1 billion subscribers or none. We've always been us. You feel me? We are the shadow celebrities. For sure. My family is shadow celebrities. And we are the, you know what I'm saying? We make it happen. We're the ones that make it happen and stand on business behind the scenes with a lot of stuff. Like, my family is very dope and amazing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I do know if I'm in certain rooms and you don't hear me speak up on certain things or question certain things, or you see me more quiet or more nonchalant or more, you know, a different version of me, there's certain ways you have to be around certain people, certain topics, because different how people ask shit, the order that people ask things, they're looking for a reaction. So if there's a conversation that I'm not willing to partake in, or there's something that I'm not really willing to respond to, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're looking for a reaction. It's a setup, because they're like, oh, well, that must be true if he didn't answer it. That must be true if he didn't question that. He said he questions everything. He said he you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many mind games that goes on with podcasts and high level conversations and all that. Like, if it's one-on-one in person, no cameras, it's different. You can be fully you can say the full truth. But when you put it on the internet, I don't own the internet. You feel me? I don't own society. There is a certain way you have to carry yourself on the internet and in society, because people are programmed to believe and think a certain thing, right? People still think that there's a such thing as a left and right. People still think that there's such thing as Democrat and Republican. People still think that there's that presidents are elected. People still think that their vote matters. You feel me? Whoever they want to be in office will be in office, pushing whatever they are pushing. You can vote for whoever, but who they want in office will be in office. So when I take that approach to when I'm going into other rooms and talking to certain people, certain podcasts, I recognize the level that other people are at mentally and spiritually. I recognize how plugged into the matrix they are, or how detached from it they are. I recommend how deep they have digged in certain situations and topics and conversations, and I can recognize what they believe in. So based off of them is how I respond. You know what I'm saying? When people come to me or we have conversations or they ask for help, it's come as you are, and I will meet you where you are. You feel me? Because I've did a lot of self work, a lot of shadow work, and I'm an old soul. I've been had old hands from a baby. Well, I got old grandpa hands, bro. You feel me? I'm an old soul, but I'm very young at the same time. But I'm a old soul. I've definitely been here before, many lifetimes, many generations. I am a living ancestor. Um, but what I will say is when people don't have experience in talking about real things or real situations and not just gossip, they think you should respond to everything or react to everything or have a concise standpoint on everything that's mentioned. And people don't understand that conversations and podcasts, if you have an opposing view, you will always be the bad guy. Because when you go on a podcast or a show, I'm going on that show. Their audience already has a groupthink audience. Their audience is already aligned with the host. They see themselves in their thoughts, views, ideals, principles, spirit, soul in the host of the show. So it's already a setup to begin with. So actually, I'm the bigger person going on that show, going on that podcast, going on that live service, whatever. I'm the bigger person going on there, right? And I don't mind people say I have my own show. I wouldn't mind people coming on my platform or whatever and speaking their truth, because people need to learn. People need to see different views, different experiences, different perspectives. People have to learn. And we have to unlearn and relearn. We have to dig deeper. We can't constantly be getting fed by government and news and chopped up social media posts and all that. We see it 5-second clip, 30-second clip of things, and we get in our emotions and getting our feelings and all that. Then we go watch the full video. Some people refuse to watch the full video. Then we go, person like me that digs deeper, I do research from the inside out. I go see, oh, they was being very disrespectful, very irate, not listening. So that's how that escalated. See, one thing about me, I grew up very structured, very strict, but also not like, it's a, you know what I'm saying? I still got my own mind. I still always have my own personality. I was always singing, dancing, making my own beats, rap, whatever. I was still a kid. I was still trying to find myself, but I was also very strict. So there is certain things about me that I had to really figure out for myself and really work on myself. And so, but what I'm getting at is how I've cultivated myself is a lot of people skip over that. I went through and had a lot of ego deaths, a lot of self-blame, a lot of accountability, looking in the mirror like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Big perfectionist. And it takes a lot out of me to even make a video or make a post, whatever, but I have to. But a lot of people are not coachable. A lot of people are not trainable. A lot of people have too much ego. I've always been, people used to say I was a teacher's pet, right? I've always been a good child. I've always listened to everything and some that my parents have said. I've always over exceeded expectations, right? Whether it was teachers, coaches, parents. I've always done what I was asked to do. I've always people pleased. I've always helped out. I've always put myself out there, even at my detriment. From a child up to now, I've always done that. And when I stopped doing that fully was like last year. after losing the shop, breaking up with my girl, losing the car, moving out the apartment at the same time, moving back into my parents' house. I'm like, nigga, I can't, bro. There's a lot happening at one time, bro. You feel me? And then Ron dying, that was basically like one of my dad's brothers, like little brothers. He was like an uncle to me, so Ron dying as well. That shit all happening at one time, one conglomerate, was just too much. And when I separated from the business and the shop and my girl and stuff, I realized I had my identity and myself tied up into that shit way too much. I'm like, that's why when I was by myself and alone, shit was all out of whack. All my chakras was out of whack. I was overthinking, had all this anxiety, had all of this. Everything was out of whack. It's because I was so far outside of myself that I was almost going crazy. Like I was imploding on myself because I was yearning to come back to me and figure out me from the inside out. But I was focused on everything from the outside in. Literally, I had myself on everything else but me. My heart was over here, my mind was over here, my identity was over there, my finances was over here, my love was over here, my loyalty was to shit that wasn't loyal to me, and all types of shit. So when all that shit got taken away at one time, I didn't even have time to think. I only had time to react. I only had time to feel. I didn't even have time to heal because I was still working and still traveling with the business. And my girl, ex, we'll see, was back and forth. We not talking, but she's still in the business type shit because I didn't have control. I'm part owner, but not. It's a weird situation. But all I'm saying is don't mix business and relationships, right? And so this is what I mean by not being able to get bought, right? Because what I went through last year and almost healed from it this year is there's nothing nobody could have offered me or given me, especially money wise, to turn on anyone in that current situation and what I was going through. And what I've seen is a lot of people my age and younger, they did not go through what I've been through and have been going through. Like they're missing out on a lot of experience and they're overcompensating relationships and sexual stuff for not being experienced and being grown. So this is why I'm big on not pushing sexuality to children, because it makes them think that they are grown, which they are not, because they get in front of somebody who's actually grown and then they fold. Like I can break a child down without yelling, without cursing them, without chastising them. I can break them down mentally. And I'm like, hey, you're not grown. You have a lot of learning to do. You need to be a student of life. No, you need to do this right. You feel me? You need to do this. You're not doing this. I've done at ABC XYZ. I've seen it play out. I know what works. So you're not going to come over to me and tell me how things should be done and that you don't want to hear it or it's not that serious or not. It's not. No, it is that serious. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And a lot of these kids don't have a discipline or any sort of structure. So when that happens, they can't take any constructive criticism. There's no foundation for them to have structure. They're just, you've let everything be up in the air and, oh, you can be what you want to be. Everything up in the air since a child. So when they get an adult, young teen, everything is still up in the air. Nobody's creating that foundation for them. So then they come into the workforce. I was working with children. When I was their age, I was way more mature than them. Way more. And I taught myself way more than they did. And I didn't have nobody like me to put them on game. I didn't have a 20-year-old or 21-year-old putting me on game when I was 15 or 16. Like when I was 21, putting 15 and 16, 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds on. Even people older than me. Like other small business owners and stuff like that. People was asking me questions. People was coming to me. My ideals, my beliefs, all that. So I'm like, I am a lot. And that's not me saying it in a bad way or shit, even a good way. But I'm still saying I cannot be bought. I've done too much work on myself. I've done too much work with God. I've done too much work with the spirit and the soul and the mental. And I've done too much work. I put in too much work for my parents and with my parents. I put in way too much. So the next thing to do is to focus on me more, focus on myself more, gracefully, without moving in a way that's not without love, moving in a way that's not without accountability, moving in a way with too much ego. And that's why when I be on social media and listening to other people and not making videos, I become stagnant because I'm hearing all this noise, all this outside information that's taking me away from self. That's not getting me anywhere because I've planted seeds in myself to where I'm not going to be able to move unless it's right, unless it's something that I truly think is good for the soul, good for my future, good for everybody else's future, right? And that's a different self of me. That's like a higher self. So when you're on social media, that brings me down to my lower self. So now my lower self is like, can't move my vessel. Only higher self can move my vessel. Lower self can't move my vessel. So that's why I start getting antsy. I start getting hungry. I start getting angry. I start getting irritable. I start getting depression and anxiety and overthinking because lower self is trying to make my body move. And I've planted divine seeds in my body that only higher self can make higher self move. That's part of not being bought. If you're able to be bought by anything, right? You're moving from your lower self. And too many people move from their lower self too easily. Like, I'm not going around sleeping around, kissing on people, drinking, smoking, partying, whatever. I'm not doing none of that because that's low vibrational, low level. I've actually never been into none of that. Really, I used to try to get people to stop drinking and smoking when I was in high school. You know how big of a heart you got to have for that? And you know how much confidence you got to have when everybody doesn't give a F about nothing and wants to experience and become a fake grown-up. I was the one that was trying to, like, hey, y'all don't got to do that, bro. You feel me? Like, I was trying to get people to not do drugs, not smoke, not drink, not be, you know what I'm saying, having all these different relationships and effing around on other people. Like, I was the one. And there is consequences. Like I said, right is wrong and wrong is right. There is consequences to doing all of that. To drugs and having all this sex and being with all these different people and tattoos, causing damage to your body, cosmetic surgeries and all that. Like, I'm not with none of that. I was born in 99, but I was raised old school and I'm an old soul. You got raised old school and an old soul on top of each other, bro. I've never fit into my age range. I've never fit into the current generation. Actually, now it's later Gen Z and Gen Alpha. I heard there was millennial, zillennial, which is me, and then Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and Gen Beta. And I think Gen Beta is starting to be born in 2026, I think. I don't even know. I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, I'm making this video, right? But whatever I've been doing, I've been working my work from home job. I'm trying to be up on crypto shit. I've been watching YouTube videos and podcasts. I've been reading books. I've been trying to play the game. I've been trying to, and that has caused me to overthink, caused me to feel anxiety, caused me to worry about my future, caused me to not be stagnant. Caused me to be stagnant and caused me to question self and not come to self. And it's so easy to get caught up in that. It's super easy. Like, even for the more aware you are, the more spiritual you are, the easier it is for you to fall off. Like, fall off your purpose, fall off your grind, and get away from self. The easier it is to do that. You know why? Because you're going to view everything as a learning experience. You're going to view everything as, oh, this could work if I focus on this. This could work if I do this. This could work if I do this. And you're going to view everything as you. So even though it's not technically you, you're still like, it's you doing it. It's your body doing it, your vessel doing it, your spirit doing it. So it's like, oh, I mean, it's me. So let me see if it's going to work. But I'm telling you, that's how you lose. Me making this video is the truest version of me. Right now. And the reason I don't do videos is because I run from myself. Because I got to take full accountability right now. I got to use my full mind, full body, and remember things. I got to remember everything I want to talk about. I got to remember my message, my purpose, my reason, and my why. And what is my why? I want to wake people up. I want to show people like me that they are not lonely, and there's other people out here that thinks on them on their same level or above their level. And I want to teach those same people that are high level to not be judgmental and not be egotistical and not be narcissistic and not be a spiritual narcissist and think that you are him and you're God and you're this and nobody can tell me shit. No, you're still a nobody. You're still a nobody. I'm him. You feel me? But I know I'm a nobody as well. I'm him to me. But I'm not going to expect nobody or their mama to think I am somebody. You're a nobody. I don't care if you a millionaire or billionaire. You are a nobody. Who are you? You didn't create me. You didn't bring me here. You think you've been bought by, the people who run the world and all that. You think you've been bought, you've been paid and all that. You've been compromised. So you think you have a chip on your shoulder? No, that's an insecurity and you're over projecting because you have been bought. And now you are miserable. Now misery loves company. Misery loves company. So that's why you hang around other miserable people. You hang around the other people in y'all little cults and societies that's been bought. And then you want to overcompensate on your insecurities and want to act like everything cool, act like you all hard. You got all these millions and billions and you're posting your family and everything and your riches and everything. But when that camera turn off, you're miserable because you don't have true happiness. You've been bought. And the only way for you to not feel like you're bought or feel like you don't have to answer to nobody is to not be in that contract, to pay back that money that you was given. To get rid of all of your stuff that came from you by you selling your soul. Selling your soul is very there could be a physical level of it to where you actually mean a different being physically in selling your soul. But really they mean spiritually. You're locked down spiritually. You're not in control of your image or identity or what you want to do or your reasoning, your why, your purpose. You're not in control of that. They tell you what to do. They tell you what to push. They tell you what you're allowed to spend your money on. You got all these millionaire and billionaire black celebrities, but all the black communities are still in poverty. Controlled. Oh, well, once you get to a certain level, you're just not going to help people out because they're stuck in a certain mindset. No. There is way too many billionaire and millionaire black people in America, black celebrities throughout the course of all of this time for black people to still be in poverty. Your mindset, my mindset, it don't matter what environment I'm in now, because I'm, you know what I'm saying? I did the work. But the people that have not done the work and cannot do the work because of the environment that they were grown up in, and that's all that they know, and the environment that they have grown up in taught them to be a certain way and not know themselves. They had to be a certain way in order to survive. They're in survival mode. And you're talking about, oh, black people can't change their mind. They don't know how to. They can't change their mind because they're still in the same environment. Yes, they still doing it to themselves, but that's all that they know. They had to self-sabotage from a baby, from a child. So as a millionaire and billionaire and you're black, it's your job to invest in what? Y'all have hundreds of millions. Y'all have hundreds of millions and billions. Imagine every top NBA player and NFL player that's black go back to their home communities and invest tens of millions into their black communities, in schools, in education, in medical, in food, in all of that. Clean up the environments, clean up the neighborhoods, start programs, get the kids off the streets. We don't need onesies and twosies. We need all celebrities and athletes that are black to donate back to the hood. That's how stuff changes. That's how the black community changes. But you know who does not want that? The people that control the black athletes and celebrities. Compromise. They are bought. New slavery. All these damn chains modern slavery. But this ain't 1800, so they pay me. They are literally slaves. New slavery. Even with rap music, who's the producers? Not the producers, but I'm saying who is pushing and advertising and marketing the songs? Who is signing these artists? Who's giving the artist the contracts? And if it's not the person giving the artist the contract, who made the contract and who got the approval to give the artist the contract? It's not black people. And y'all are just so far up these celebrities' asses, bro. Oh my God, I just love them and everything. No, that's not them, bro. They can't be their full selves. They can't push what they actually need to push. They can't wake up people how they actually need to wake them up. Now, K-Dot, though. Hi, that's my bit. There is certain things that K-Dot still have to push. So as a chosen one, as a one who's enlightened, you have to filter the BS from celebrities, because celebrities, it has to be equivalent exchange. If they're pushing as much good, they're pushing some shit that can wake people up, they got to push as much bad, because they have to have that bad image out there. You can't be all good. We're coming to the new earth where you can be all good. You can be all positive. There's no reason for hate, envy, killing, stealing, greed. There's no reason for none of that. Jealousy, being angry, arguing about stupid shit, having no constructive criticism, elephants all in the room, and everybody just acting like shit, abusive shit, narcissistic going on. That's coming to an end. That's coming to an end. But the old world and the way that current things are right now, but it's transitioning to a better place. The old world is you have to have equivalent exchange. You can't be all good to be successful. You got to do some dirt. You got to have some blood money. You got to, you got to pay your dues, pay your tithes. You got to have some stripes on your name. And you are going to be controlled. If you want to be in a position of power, you're going to be controlled by the opposition of the earth, the opposition of God, the Most High. You're going to have to do the things that the cult wants you to do versus what God wants you to do. And the cult, what's the number one thing the cult wants you to do? Is lose yourself, lose your sense of identity. Is be one with the outside world and the world and worldly things and not be one with self. Because once one is with self, everything comes from self, then the outside, not the outside to self. Your aura field comes from within. You know what I'm saying? You are what you feel. You are what you think. You are what you say. You are what you speak. You are what you do. And you are what you allow. Whether you like it or not. From the inside out. Not the outside in. You don't look to the outside. God gave us us. God gave us our parents, our families. That's why instead of looking at other families and looking at other people and looking at other houses and other people's cars, look at your shit. Look at your family's sacrifices. Look what they had to do. Look what they had to go through. Figure out your dad's story, your mom's story, and their parents' story, and what they had to go through and everything that they had to do to get you here. But no, y'all want to bypass all that shit. Like, oh, that's that old head shit. That's shit. That ain't got nothing to do with me. And y'all ain't never lived in my shit. Like, it matters. That's why they went through that is the reason why you're here. So you have to be grateful and have gratitude. Rather you want it to be here or not, you still have to have gratitude. And the people that have been bought do not preach this, do not say this, do not teach this, because this is the real. This is authentic. This is coming from the soul. This is coming from God. This is coming from the divine. This is coming from Most High. And I genuinely love people. I genuinely love myself. Like, I love myself. But at the same time, that love comes with a lot of self-doubt, self-neglect, being in denial. And that's something I have to work on. That's really what I have to work on. Not being comfortable with myself, not having enough confidence. Like when I pop out of my higher self, like it's up, bro, I'm impervious. But it takes me a lot to get knocked out of my higher self. And then once I'm knocked out of that higher self and in my lower self, boy, it takes me a lot to get back to him. Him, I mean me, and I mean God. It takes me a lot to get back to him. And when I do get back to him, I'm doing it gracefully. I'm not doing it shitting on you. I don't like shitting on people. People view me in person and think that I'm shitting on them. I didn't even say nothing to you. And you think that I'm shitting on you. That's because of my aura, my vibe, how much work I've put in with self. Y'all have not had these conversations with self. Y'all have not had these conversations with your parents. Y'all have not had these conversations with your family and your girl. Y'all have not had these conversations. Y'all are afraid of these conversations. You're afraid of stepping on toes and hurting feelings. And you're afraid of rebuttals that you're not prepared for because you're not getting your information from source. You're getting your information from YouTubers and Red Pill and all this other shit. I go in a conversation and I say some shit to you, like, I'm going to be able to respond if I want to and if I need to. I might not respond, but just notice if I let you have it, I'll let you have it type shit. You feel me? But I don't get my information and knowledge from Instagram and YouTube. Like, of course you learn from that. Of course you gotta watch them and see how they break down shit. You still cipher out the bullshit and come to your own conclusion and understanding through the Most High and through yourself, of course. Oh, well, this stuff is too confusing. It's all that. It's not confusing. Unlearn and relearn. Stop receiving one piece of information and taking it at face value. It's always deeper. Like, this is a phone, right? Y'all taking a phone as a phone. What's the components inside of the phone? What is this connected to? It's connected to the internet. It got LCD, it got battery, it got light, it got metals, it got electricity running through it. All of that, like, that's how life is. Oh, this is just a phone. That doesn't mean nothing. Really? It's always deeper than that. It's a phone with billions of transistors when one radio player that was this damn big had one transistor in it back in the day. And this phone has billions of transistors. Like, that's how far behind we are We're taking things at face value like this shit got one transistor in it. No. Everything that you do, everything that you say, every situation is deeper than what it is. Sometimes you be like, oh, bro, nah, bro, you tripping. It's not that deep. There's always some truth to every joke. There's always some truth to every situation. There's always some truth to people downplaying you, being envious, talking bad on you. And if you have any of those problems with me, those are problems in yourself. That's why a lot of people don't come to me with bullshit, because they know that they are bullshitters. Because I don't come to too many people with bullshit. I come to you if we're like-minded and we can handle each other's baggage, and we can, iron sharpens iron, we could, elevate this vibration real quick, have this high-level conversation. We can bounce up off of each, ideas without somebody catching feelings or getting their emotions. We can do that for sure. Talk about people, you know what I'm saying? We could do that because there's no emotions, no type of hard feelings involved. But majority of people can't talk like that. Majority of people are super egotistical, super narcissistic, no accountability. They can't take any constructive criticism. They disconnected from their inner child, and their inner child is neglected just like they were as a child. So they're wounded. They have a wounded inner child, and they just refuse to forget about it. That's why they act super masculine, super toxic, don't take accountability for nothing. Or they try to act super hard and all tough and all that. Yeah, I'm in the gym, nigga. Yeah, what's good, nigga? Where you from? All that. Nah, that's retarded, bro. That's literally retarded. Would I say that to your face? We'll see how I'm feeling. Probably not. But I'm not in your face. That's retarded. Being overly hard, overly masculine. Who are you being all that for? Because real women don't like that shit. The divine feminine don't like that toxic masculinity. Masculinity is quiet and stern and direct, quick, concise. No bitching, complaining, and whining. No cutting corners. Boom. Just like that. That's real masculinity. We're not explaining nothing. We're not explaining things that we already know. You feel me? But then you have to have that balance with the feminine. You are still accepting and receiving and forgiving, loving, caring, and nurturing, even as a man. That's being masculine. And you got to balance the feminine. You feel me? As a woman, you are feminine. You have to balance the masculine. Meaning, for a man, it's easier to be masculine and overly masculine, which is toxic. For a woman, it's easy to be feminine, overly feminine, which that becomes toxic. A overly masculine man becomes feminine, right? And that means a feminine man is toxic masculinity. A overly masculine, I say an overly feminine woman, that shit becomes toxic. Which toxic femininity, right, means she's masculine. Long story short, toxic masculinity means the man is too feminine and tries to overcompensate being masculine because he's not connected to, he doesn't have the right thought process about femininity. So in all actuality, he becomes feminine because he doesn't have the right process, and he hasn't processed his feminine side. He tries to block out his feminine side. So he becomes reactive. He becomes all extra, all hard, extroverted, and want to react and be all tough and check everything and everybody and go off and want to fight and all. Bro, that's not the divine masculine. You got work to do. And then you got the girl over here. She want to act like a man, like an N-word. She want to act like I'm a provider. I'm independent woman. I don't need nobody. That's toxic femininity. Toxic femininity is a feminine girl that is overly masculine because she is overcompensating for not receiving the masculine. She's overcompensating for trying to get away from her feminine side. She's overcompensating for her not being nurturing, loving, caring, forgiving, precious, and conservative within herself. She wants to be like a man now because that's the easy route. She's like, I don't want to go deep in myself. I don't want to find myself. I don't want to get closer to what my natural state is. I want to just be like a man. It's easier for them to pop off and do and treat women bad and treat us bad. So I'm gonna just do that. I'm gonna treat them bad. I'm gonna dog them out. No, the divine feminine does not approve of that. And the divine masculine does not approve of men being feminine men and not being their lovers, nurturers, protectors, cultivators, providers, mentally, spiritually, physically, and financially if possible. But financially is last, bro. And they trying to put that shit first. Mentally, spiritually, and physically, emotionally is first when it comes to a man being a provider. Financially is last. And now, of course, in the physical world, money and God is close to each other. Money and breath and money and water is damn near close to each other. But what happens when there's no money? That means you were bought. Again, y'all gotta think at the end of the day, money is not real. It's energy. It's a certificate of energy that we use that energy to go pay for other shit and allow us to open doors or whatever. But what happens if money just disappeared? So you cut people off over money. You stop believing in God because of money. You stop being around that girl because of money. You cut family off. You went to jail because of money. What happens if money disappeared tomorrow? You did all that shit for what? For nothing. Something that wasn't even real. So that's why I'm saying we be losing plot of shit, bro. If you can cut off family and cut off a girl and cut off, you know what I'm saying, and be acting all crazy, want to kill over money, want to steal over money, go to jail over money, self-sabotage over money, replace people over money, choose the money over love, you have been bought. And we were not that's not a natural state of a man or a woman or a girl or a boy. That's not a natural state. We were taught that, and we were brainwashed to do that because of current society and societal norms. Woman is like, oh, if a man ain't got this and got that and got this, then he can't do nothing for me. While she's independent and she's been taught to be a toxic woman from the jump. She wasn't taught to be feminine and listen to a man and look for a man and know what a man wants and all that. She was taught to go be independent and go do your own and get your job, get your career, get your own money, don't rely on a man for nothing. So don't enact how you were raised and blame it on the men. Like, oh, yeah, men ain't shit. And if he ain't got this, he can't do nothing. I ain't doing nothing. We ain't getting no family. I'm not being a stand. Why are you saying shit that you was never qualified for? You was never qualified to be a wife. You was never qualified to be a mother. And this is why shit is so out of whack. Everybody's having participation trophies. Y'all don't qualify for a child. You don't qualify for a ring. And you talking like you deserve a ring. You don't deserve a ring. You wasn't even taught how to be a wife. You got hoes raising hoes, raising hoes. You were not taught how to be a wife at all. And you're talking like you're a big... I've seen this real player time. Women talk about shit that they was never qualified for. I know what I qualify for. I've put in the work. Y'all can check my resume, check my background, check who I am. That's probably not even really out there. I'll explain it in a different video. Me and who I am, what I do, what I like, what I perceive, all that. But y'all can tell just from this video who I am as a person, because I'm leading with my heart as much as possible. And if I can't lead with my heart, then I'm not in the right environment. You feel me? I love to love people. I love to love everybody else. If I'm in an environment where it's fake love and people want to treat you weird for loving and showing love and showing care, showing gratitude and appreciation and genuinely caring about people's mental states and spiritual states and awareness and what they went through in childhood trauma and all that shit. I care about all of that. So if I'm in an environment where people don't care about that, they're not empathetic and sympathetic, that's not the right environment for me. And y'all not about to brainwash me to make me think and believe that women don't have the capability to caring about a man. Oh, a woman only cares about you for finances and all that. Like these current women do. Yes. Most of these women do. Yes. But are all women like that? I refuse. Have I met one that's not like that? Hell no. But I refuse to believe because that's not the natural way of, or that's not divine feminine. The woman not caring about a man and trading a man for the government and police and jobs and careers and EBT and then being like girl on girl, that's not divine feminine. Like replacing the masculine with a gay man or a lesbian girl, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Replacing the family unit with that and still having children, single mothers, being around gay men and DL men and lesbian, like that is not the divine order. That's not the divine feminine. That's not the way it's supposed to go. You definitely, all of these LGTB people, none of them should be having children at all, whatsoever. That's why I say some of the things I say will, you know, a lot of people will get offended. But I'm offended that you guys don't want me to have my say so about feminism and the rainbow stuff and all that. Nah, I get a say so too. I might not say it in full because if I'm posting this to YouTube, cool, but a lot of that stuff is not cool. And if you want a child and you want to have children, you need to do it the authentic way, the real way, the right way. And what's the way? The only way you can have a child is with a man and a woman. Oh, well, back then, you know, it was women and the man had to derive from the woman because the XX chromosome and the X chromosome is bigger than the Y chromosome and the man and all that, and the Y chromosome is shrinking and all these chemicals is bringing us slowly back to men becoming women and all that. Oh, so you see the agenda. You see the agenda. You see the agenda. They're trying to get rid of the masculine. They're trying to get rid of the men completely. The men were the only ones protecting you from the people that run this that took over the reality. We're the only ones protecting you from the people that run this shit and have compromised this shit and have made this shit worse. We were the only ones protecting the men, the women and children. We were the only ones protecting women and children. And now, how did they get us? They turned the woman against us. First, they started with the black woman. Started with my mother's, the mother of me, the mother of I. Big black. Y'all see my hair? This ain't nothing else. Y'all see my hair. Y'all see that. Y'all see my ancestors in me, bro. Y'all see my hair, big black. You feel me? It's a whole conversation I can get into. It's a whole conversation. I love it though. It's a whole conversation I can get into. But woosah. Breathe with me. Before I dip up out here, just know that this is all for entertainment purposes only. You feel me? Love yourself and love your life. Don't expect from nobody else. Only expect from you. Promise you that will save you a lot. And also, stop getting so emotionally tied in, men and women. Stop getting emotionally tied in to celebrities and agendas and groups that are being pushed in front of the news and all that. Anything that's popping on social media, YouTube, TikTok, the news. You see TMZ talking about it. Now you see streamers talking about it. Streamers are compromised now. So you see streamers talking about it, all that. Question it. 9 times out of 10, it's a distraction. And it's to harness our energy and to focus view on them versus focusing on ourselves and figure out what we want to do and what our divine purpose is on this world and how we need to be elevated mentally, spiritually, physically, which leads to being financially successful. Your mind, body, and soul has to be balanced. And y'all are speaking, a whole bunch of women get very, very mad about certain topics on Instagram and YouTube, Facebook, all that. But they're speaking from a place of hurt and survival. They have not healed, and they're operating in survival mode because they are trying to be a man. A woman can never be a man, and a man can never be a woman. And honestly, a man trying to be a woman should be the utmost disrespect to a woman. A divine feminine should be like, what? You can't even be in my presence. You are not me. You are not a woman. You don't bleed throughout the month. And you can't have a child. God has given me the most precious blessing in the universe. And that is to bear a child. Nobody can do that except for the female in all species. Oh, here comes the male horse, the male seahorse. Nigga, shut your ass, shut up. I hate, bro, what? Y'all bring the most outlandish ass goddamn majority of every species on earth. Who gives birth? The female. Masculine, feminine, divine feminine, divine masculine, the yin, the yang, the proton, electron, it's Adam and Eve. Like, bro, it's written. The Bible can be taken literal, it can be taken in parables, it can be taken, you know what I'm saying? But there's the information and knowledge is out there for us to research and not be caught up with left, right, straight and GAY and black, white, racist. All it's a distraction, bro. All of that shit is a distraction. What you need to know is that they are poisoning the food supply. Yes, they are. Shit is not good for you, not good for your body. You have to take herbs and supplements in order to get your mind, body, and soul right. The food that you're eating is causing you to be emotional. It's causing you to have different attraction to different things that you would have never been attracted to if you didn't have thousands of chemicals in your fucking body. Women from the jump, makeup, the chemicals in they pads and in makeup and lipstick and lashes and glue and nails and bro, all the lotions, all the dyes, women are filled with chemicals to the brim. And they think that is normal because they just feel it. They are themselves, so they think it's normal. And if you think about it, women are the most group think people right now than ever. Men disagree with men. Now you have the red pill, which y'all think is a big ass conglomerate, and most men are on red pill, and you trying to say men ain't shit and all that. A lot of men don't agree with a lot. Like, I do believe taking care of a woman, loving a woman, and being a simp for a woman and all that. But for a woman that deserves it. You don't do that shit for every woman. You better have rules, regulations, and guidelines and make sure she follows that shit. But at the end of the day, you take care of your woman. You love your woman. You protect your woman. And you ask your woman what she wants and what she needs. And you please your woman. But she also has to be reciprocal. You have to receive from your woman. And you should be able to expect from your woman. And she should want you to expect things of her. And I just fixed all the relationship problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you simp, nigga, that's your girl, bro. Take care of her, bro. Oh, I'm not doing it. That's a grown ass man. That is your man. You supposed to want to worship the damn ground he walks on. What are you talking about? And if you talk like that about men, you are gay. You are like you've been with a lot of women. You've been with a lot of women before you was with any men. And that's okay, do you, but do stop projecting. Stop being with men. Stop. Because it's gone too far. Everything has gone too far. For you to literally come on here and say you don't want to be with a man and you don't want to men or this, I'm gonna pick a bear and women are just hyping this shit up like crazy. I'm like, that is crazy. That hurts men that actually love women. Now the men that don't care about what y'all are saying in the world right now are men that truly don't like women, truly don't care about women. They'll just fuck y'all and hit and dip and cheat on y'all and treat y'all any types of way and be red pill and all types of shit. And put money before you and all types of shit. Don't care about kids, don't care about family, don't care about structure, none of that. They don't care about your lives, they don't care about your past, they don't care about your health, they don't care about mental health, none of that. But the men who truly care about y'all see the men that y'all entertain and the women that y'all give praise to for doing certain things to men. It's just, it hurts the real man. And it makes us angry and it makes us silent. And then y'all put online, all men are DL, all men hate women, all men this, all men that. We can't find a real man. Men used to fight wars. You women are creating the situation for you to receive those men that you complain about. I love the hell out of women, but if a woman that I'm talking to or with is subscribed to any the TikTok bird brain ad, I'm not doing it. I'm not. Cause I've done nothing to deserve that. I've done nothing to you. I don't deserve that. And the amount of work and conversations and what I will have to go through to get you out of that mindset, I'm not letting you do that to me because first of all, I'm a one of one type man. A man is not going to be able to put you on what I'm going to be able to put you on and change you in ways I'm going to be able to change you. I know my worth and I know my value. But also, I can't force a woman to do what she does not want to do. And if she wants to be a part of that TikTok cult, feminist movement cult type, that's her, bro. Let her do her. No matter how much you love her, you gotta let her do her. Check in one last time, be like, hey, is we good? Like, you make this work, whatever, what we doing. If she's stuck on that independent woman, feminist cult, men can't do shit, I gotta take care of all my stuff, I don't wanna build with nobody else, all that. Let her do her, bro. Don't really be arguing with a girl. Don't try to control her, but let her know your rules, regulations, and guidelines, boundaries, and check her background and past and all that. And if she has a problem with you, bro, doing any of that, she 9 times out of 10 don't really like you, and she don't respect you. And you can't build with a woman that doesn't respect you or see you for you, or want to help you build and want to help you become a better man. You don't date a woman that's in survival mode. So, yeah, that's what it is for today. All right, I'll see y'all later.